This is part two. Now, many of you suffer from moral depravity, so I ask you, how could you be mad at me? This foul, depraved monstrosity that is taking place right now as I make this video, as they gather, as they make preparations, as they provoke, it's taking place right now. And you people are going to sit there and pretend that gang stalking does not exist, that organized harassment does not exist. This guy tried to get 3,000 people involved, and according to the news, that about 300 indicated that they would show up. 300 people. How many people does it take to gang stalk someone? Draw parallels between what is going on with Muslims here and abroad and to what is going on with people who claim to be gang stalked. There are many parallels one can draw. One, psychiatry is applied. They say that these people are mentally ill, that's why they're doing these things. Two, there's groups of people, many of them consider themselves patriots. The military is highly involved. Almost all gang stalkers, are affiliated with the military, and almost all targeted individuals are complaining about the military being involved. And who is this guy? Jon Ritzheimer. He's a former Marine. So the military, mental health is involved. The media is portraying it a way that is favorable to the New World Order's agenda. And some of you are going to say that there is no New World Order because you're ignorant. But all of us intellectuals know damn well that this New World Order idea has been repeated by many politicians and presidents, prime ministers, what have you. So it's not really up for debate, I'm not going to waste my time talking to people saying that that's a conspiracy theory, when in 10 years before 9/11, George Bush Sr. said frankly and flat out that he's going to bring in a new world order with the rule of law, quote unquote, not the rule of the jungle. He's referring to the rule of people who live primitive lifestyles. People such as the vast majority of Muslims throughout the world. It's very obvious what he's getting at. Look it up. So some of you are going to say that I'm siding with terrorists, as these people are wearing shirts that say fuck Islam and they are provoking Muslims. You're going to say that we're the terrorists. You're going to say that we're the ones provoking this and that. There's a war going on between those who are morally bankrupt, who suffer from ultra-materialism, and those who live by principle. It is that simple. The higher principles of Islam cannot really be challenged. They say stupid things that I've thoroughly destroyed in my videos. Check out my ISIS is More Righteous Than America series. Even the most violent of jihadists, the most indifferent, ruthless of jihadists, have a better track record than America does. Look at how we treat the political opposition, whether it is Gaddafi, be it anybody who opposed us. Mandela. Did not the CIA help capture Mandela and then turn around and pretend like we're the good guys and try to take over his movement, try to co-opt his movement? How did we do Che Guevara? How does America do all the righteous revolutionaries throughout history? Weren't the Jesuits there to make a deal with Sitting Bull? And then they turn around and break the deals that they made? Don't we sit there and pretend that we're the good guys all throughout history? And many of you believe it. You wave flags. You say you're proud to be American. I'm ashamed to be American. I'm proud to put my life on the line and watch it be destroyed, sabotaged, manipulated. Watch my friends and family be turned against me. Watch them attempt to infiltrate my movement and send traitors my way. I'm proud to carry my cross, so to speak, while being a Muslim. Because we do what you Christians are supposed to do, but you don't. We live according to the principles and the morals of our book. You don't. 83% of you are Christian, but what percent of you are against Islam? Even though Islam is 80% the same as Christianity, but the New World Order agenda is about 0% the same as Christianity. You follow wolves in sheep's clothes instead of a religion which one can consider a sect of Christianity? Because Isa, or Jesus, is a prophet in Islam. And we see things almost exactly the same way as Christians. That's why it was easy for me to decide that my sect of Christianity is Islam, Sunni Islam. So I ask you, what have I said that is so objectionable and unfair? You people do not understand how we hold women in high esteem and regard. Muhammad's female family members, Aisha, Fatima, what have you. And you turn around and say, because we want women to cover up, to dress modestly, as it is written in the Bible, dress humbly, modestly. That's why in the first part 1, I wore a faded sweatshirt for the love of Allah. And Allah willing, you will understand the message and the symbolism there. And so in this one, I dressed a little bit nicer so that no one could say that I'm some madman. These videos I made the same day. Oh, well, of course, there's going to be those who say that I am, because mental health benefits from this. They got their hands in both your pockets. Therapy, psychology, prescription pills, mentoring, counseling. If you look at Dr. Ewan Cameron, Donald Ewan Cameron, I believe his name is. What did he say? He said that physicians should take an active role in politics. And then they're going to turn around and pretend that psychiatry is not political. Freud recommending cocaine. Heroin being mixed with cough syrup. Cocaine mixed with cola. And they are going to turn around and pretend that they don't push harmful medications when they do historically. And prescription pills to this day is one of the leading causes of death in teens. And I would argue that psychology is the leading cause of death in adults. So then why do you sit there and look at me as if I am the enemy? Am I killing teenagers and adults? Or are they? Am I starting wars? Or are they? Am I the one who entered into the Crusades and Hitler considered himself a new crusader? Modeled some of his units, some of his departments after the Jesuit order? Are we the ones who started this? Or are these secret societies who I am talking about the ones who started this? And did they not use psychology, as you find in papyri in ancient Egypt, and the reason why the pyramid is on the dollar bill? Was it not righteous Egyptians that I descend from, the ones who are trying to give a divine order, a righteous order, to create civilization? Were they not the ones who co-opted it, the way they co-opted Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, what have you? Are we not faced with a ruthless, indifferent, materialistic conspiracy worldwide of saboteurs, greedy bankers, pharmaceutical oligarchs, secret society affiliated aristocracy, aristocrats, the comprador elite? So I say this group of fools who want to provoke Islam, who want to insult Islam, who are begging for a war with Islam. You do not see that they are really evil people who are begging for a war with good people that is far past overdue. It's long overdue. Evil has been making a whole lot of moves on the chessboard. And what has good men and women done about it? But sit there and let themselves be ruled by the hegemony class, by the ruling class. Communists saw that there were people who understood this because it's a very simple concept, and they said, well, our answer is communism, which I would argue is just another complex trap of Babylon's system, which allows those who understand it, those who know how to use loopholes, and those who know the tricks of the trade. And yes, politics is a trade. Look at politicians. Are they poor people or are they wealthy people? Does not the president get a salary? Do they not get kickbacks just like shrinks? So I say again, does America not show its ass all the time? Are they not foolish conservatives and jackasses? Conservatives who want to move slow and not change a corrupt system, and a bunch of jackasses who want to change it for the worst. Have I not talked sense while they talk madness? Have I not talked justice and righteousness while they talked malevolence and villainy? Their audacity knows no bounds. Their betrayal will never know a limit. We are the ones who have to put a stop to this. Muslims and non-Muslims alike. Just look up gang stalking. The majority of it is done on women. The majority of it is done on non-Muslims. These people have in common, what these people have in common is that the system gathered information on them. They knew what makes them tick. They knew where they live. They knew their habits. They had a government profile, a mental health profile. And the psychologists took advantage. And some of them will say they're against prescription pills, and I'm sure they are. But they do not see how they contribute to the system, or they do, and they're playing stupid. It's not called a psychiatric operation, it's called a psychological operation. Psychiatric illnesses are called psychological disorders as well. Why? Because psychologists have contributed greatly to psychiatry and to the prescription pill holocaust and pharmacost that is being carried out by unscrupulous agents of the devil against unwitting, unknowing, and unprepared citizens, whose only crime was being trusting, naive, and wanting to pursue happiness and find love in a nation that they thought was great, as they live in the mouth of the great serpent. They thought they could find peace. I say slay the serpent. I say live in the heart of the Lord. I say practice what is preached in your religion. I say the word is God, and anything contrary is of the devil. And I make no apologies for it. I will gladly give my life for it right now if that's what it takes. I promise you with all my heart and soul, if that is what it takes, and that is what will happen, and that is what most likely will happen very soon at this rate. What have they done but abuse innocent people in Gaza, in Palestine? They let Biafrans die in the Nigerian Civil War. They let them starve to death. They did not care about them. Most African Americans are related to Nigerians. I've heard numbers as high as 80%. They let your people die, and they didn't send a fucking breadcrumb to stop it. What do you think they're going to do to you? There's not much difference between here and there. and the policies that happen there and here. Look up gang stalking, I implore you, and think about the deeper implications and where it's going.